I saw the Chainsaw Man movie just over a week ago, and I can't stop thinking about it. My YouTube feed keeps popping up with songs from the movie, and even just a few notes along with imagery from the movie is enough to make me want to cry. Originally, I had recorded my immediate initial thoughts in the car on the way home, and I was considering uploading them to the second channel just as an immediate car review type thing. But I hit myself with an interesting question just a few minutes ago, and now I can't stop thinking about it either. Why did the Reze arc hit me so emotionally? Why did it hit so many people so deeply? It's not just me. It seems like so many people are absolutely torn to bits after seeing it, when thinking about it, etc. Obviously the answer is that it's a beautiful and tragic movie, but why? There's gonna be some spoilers starting now, but I've seen this trope before. Character pretends to fall for another character, who ends up falling head over heels for them. The first character's real intentions are revealed, and you're left wondering if it was real at all, only for it to be revealed that despite the first character denying it, they can't keep that denial up forever, and they realize it was real love. It's a heart-wrenching trope, but it's definitely not a new one. And honestly, it's not one I often fall for. Unless they're outright villains, I'm very rarely a fan of characters who manipulate others, especially those who target those I see as genuine and good people. And while Denji isn't exactly the purest person ever, he's just a confused kid in a really scary world. This has all the hallmarks of a situation that would make me hate Reze in most other shows, and yet I can't help but see her as one of my favorite characters in the show, and in fiction in general, and feel even more heartbroken about how things ended up. And it all brings me to something I said in the car on the way home. About it, and just watching this, Chainsaw Man feels very, and this is going to sound crazy, very down to earth to me. It feels very human, you know? I remember when... It sounds ridiculous to say it about something called Chainsaw Man, about a show as violent and explosive as Chainsaw Man, but it couldn't be more true. Chainsaw Man is written from a very genuine and heartfelt perspective. It's not written in a way where it feels like you're watching anime characters go about their anime character lives. It feels like you're actually watching the beautiful and tragic lives of people with hopes and fears and dreams play out in front of you, in the messed up way that life actually does play out, where things are messy and sometimes heartbreaking. It's not a trope I normally go for because I can't sympathize easily with wanting to hurt a good person, but Chainsaw Man is told from such a genuine place that I latched onto Denji and Reze, finally hoping that maybe something healthy and genuine had come Denji's way in a story rife with chaos and lies. In a way where after everything, I didn't hate Reze or dislike her, but felt horribly sad for her, understood how her past could actually lead to this, even if only barely touched upon, and more than anything, just wanted the two to end up together and happy. I know I should have been smarter about it, or at least I could have been, but hoping for something like that, letting myself do so, is part of what makes stories beautiful to me. A lot of you don't know where the name of my channel comes from, and the last thing I would want to do is spoil things about my favorite story in the whole wide world, but suffice to say it's another terribly real, tragic, loving, and emotional situation, the kind I really latch on to. I'm spiraling a bit here. In the end, I think it's the author Tatsuki Fujimoto's ability to write characters from the heart in a genuine way that made this story hit so close to home. I don't know tons about the author, and I personally prefer to separate author and story to some extent, but I think the human soul can tell when something was written from another person's soul, and that's why I think Chainsaw Man has been so successful at touching a lot of people's hearts. And why I think this movie is so important. I think a lot of us understand how the movie industry is so very oriented towards doing what is safe, doing what is most likely to appeal to the widest audience and take the fewest amount of risks to make the largest amount of money. I think whenever a movie comes out with a genuine heartfelt story, It's vitally important to the world, and vitally important to praise it. I cannot wait to continue the Chainsaw Man story. Gosh, waiting 3 years sure was hell. But I also appreciate what Chainsaw Man is doing for the medium of theaters. I remember the first time I saw, and honestly even heard of an anime movie being shown in a movie theater was Dragon Ball's Battle of Gods. I went with my best friend, and it was an absolute blast seeing a series I grew up with on the big screen. And while I do acknowledge the massive difference in the writing of something like that movie to this one, I'm happy to see anime movies in theaters because of that variety. I think something about anime that's lost on some people is the wide scope of stories that are told through the medium. Anime has its myriad of typical tropes, but it's so much more laissez-faire with what kinds of stories it's willing to tell, and that get widely popular, such that you're able to find gems like Chainsaw Man in the mainstream. Which means a wider audience of people might actually get to see a story that means something to them. A story that's told from a genuine, heartfelt place that could change their life. Maybe I play up the ability for a story to change a life more than most think it can, but I believe in it 100%. The story I mentioned my channel's name was from helped me get out of one of the darkest times of my life. And Chainsaw Man is the kind of movie I can see touching someone else in that way. I hope, whether it's anime or not, the success of this movie signals to the film industry just how important stories from the heart are, and how they can be huge hits even from a financial perspective. I think the entire thing, from the writing to the art to the soundtrack, was made with passion, and it was fantastic. Thank you for hearing me out about my little idea, whether you watch my videos normally or don't. I understand this is incredibly off-brand for what I typically do, but in all honesty, I've been writing movie reviews and just never publishing them for a while now. And after seeing this one, I didn't want to let this just pass me by again. Stories are a huge part of my life, bigger than the games I even make videos about now. I've considered making a separate channel for that kind of stuff, but it's hard for those kind of things to take off, and I wanted people to see this more easily because it's something that means something to me. I want to say I have full intentions of doing similar stuff to this in the future, and your input, feedback in the comments, or even a like or subscription on this video could be what motivates me to give more focus to this kind of thing. Let me know if this story impacted you, or what story has. And again, thank you for the support. It's helping to reunite our family, which means the world to me. I genuinely dream almost every night about chasing Oink around, trying to protect her, knowing I'm not in the same place as her and can't. I'm hoping someday soon it will be something I don't have to worry about anymore, and that we can just be a family again. James, Bart Simpson, Archduke, Wisefool, Bob Saget, Totally a Diva, Roman, thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting the channel. Okay, that's everything. Bye, friends!